the team, but what have you seen so far from this Devils group?
Well, it's exciting to be here. It's a young group of players, and I'm glad to be here. And so far, so good, and I'm glad to be part of this team.
What was the intensity level out there in that scrimmage?
Well, intensity is high. There's a lot of battles, a lot of skating. We play 3 lines, so you roll, and it's a good intensity, good preparation for games.
You know a couple people on this team from just playing the league, but you and Miller played together, right, in Vegas. What was that experience like coming in here?
Oh yeah, I know Eric, Kaula, and Lazar too. So I know a couple of guys from previous organizations, but yeah, it's a little different for sure, and it's nicer to know somebody rather than to know nobody. So it's better, yeah, for sure.
Curtis mentioned yesterday you guys were hip in Boston, and you guys are back together now. How's that going so far in camp for you?
Yeah, I always said before, it's going to be a little easier to adjust, and I played with him in Boston, and we got pretty good chemistry, so excited to get it going here in New Jersey.
What do you want to achieve? What do you want your role to be with this group?
Well, I established myself as a 4th line center, or if it's going to be wing here, doesn't matter. I'll take a face-offs and kill some penalties and be a good shutdown line.
One thing that Fitzgerald has talked about is the culture on and off the ice. Is there anything that stuck out to you over your past couple days here? With the culture, like the team culture?
Well, it's. I think the standard is set. The culture is good, and yeah.
How's it been adjusting to the system? I know that a couple of players have come in and said it's been a little hard to get used to this system, but eventually they get there. How's it been for you?
Yeah, it's a little different, but I had no problem with adjusting to systems. So it's challenging sometimes, but it's day 3, so we have lots of time to adjust. We'll be fine.
Is your family all settled?
Oh yeah, we're all here, and we find a place, and we're happy here so far, so it's good.
Thank you. What's the experience been like for you so far?
It's been fun, getting to know the guys. Obviously, just trying to learn the system and get some familiarity in it. But it's been fun.
There's a couple different players that will come into this D core from last year with 2 big free agents leaving. What do you want to bring specifically to this group?
Just stability. I think there's such a good core defenseman there. I think as a unit, we can be really good. So just trying to help out wherever I can.
You have a couple familiar faces in the locker room. Nosek, you played with in Vegas. Who are some of the connections you have with this team?
Yeah, Eric, Halla, and Curtis Lazar have been a couple places, so you get to know some more guys, but always nice, when you're coming in when you know a couple guys.
You have some playoff experience. You went on that deep run with Vegas. What kind of advice or experience can you bring to this young Devils locker room?
I think, I don't think anything, really changes for the team. I think once playoff times comes, and obviously it's a long way away now to think about, but, they did such a great job last year of handling themselves, so just try to help out wherever I can.
Some said that the system is a little difficult to get a grasp of at first. How's that going for you?
It's okay. 3 days in, it's obviously new, but I like it. Obviously a lot of pressure all over the ice. There's so many quick guys on this team. I think it's really good.
You played with Kevin Ball today. How's that going?
Good. Baller's obviously such a big, strong kid. Can be really effective out there. Still getting to know each other, but it's been okay.
What was the level of intensity out there? Even though it's an inter-squad scrimmage, it looked pretty physical.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to get used to getting hit again and stuff like that. It's definitely a little different than summer hockey. You need to get used to getting rubbed up against the boards and stuff like that. So good to have those competitive scrimmages.
Looking from the outside last season and now being here, what's the difference or what's the same from your experience now being a Devil?
Really good team. Really good team with a lot of high hopes. I think it's an exciting time of the year, when you come in and see guys that you've played against for a while, but you don't see them up close, and then you get to see how skilled they are once you're playing with them every day. So yeah.
A lot of people talk about how hard your shot is. Have you ever clocked it?
Yeah, a while ago, a couple of years ago, I think we have, but a little older now. I don't know if we can get that hard anymore.
What was the number?
I think it was like over 100, something like that. But like I said, that was a couple years ago.
Are you and your family settled in New Jersey?
Yeah, we are. We got a place out in the suburbs. It's been good. We got a dog and that, so a little slower pace out there, which we're used to from being from a small town.
Yeah, and I'm just curious. Everyone always talks about physically being prepared to come into a new season. What about mentally? Like, what does it take to get yourself back in that mental mind frame of the 82-game season, like the whole grind?
Yeah, it's. I think it's a huge part of it. I think you want to make sure that you're physically, like you said, refreshed after summer, but mentally, you kind of got to take those breaks and make sure you're ready to go for a long grind. So it's good though. I mean, we have another couple weeks here before things get going, so we'll be ready to go. Okay, thanks, guys.
How you feeling?
Pretty good, yeah. It's been 3 days, a couple of good practices, and now 2 good scrimmages, so pretty good.
You seem a little faster, a little stronger on your skates. You work on that this summer?
I mean, I did. It was just a little bit longer summer, so I could work on things I didn't have time last couple of years. So hopefully I will just be a little better, a little faster.
Are you feeling pain-free post-surgery?
Yeah, pain-free. I work on that a lot, on my groins, on my all the hips and everything. I've been working on it a lot, so yeah, it's pain-free.
How are you liking working with Dawson and Eric?
Yeah, it's been great so far. Yesterday was the first scrimmage, so first period was okay, but then it got better a little bit. And today I thought we play well overall.
How would you describe the level of intensity in those 2 scrimmages?
I think it's pretty good. It's not a lot of room out there. Everybody's trying to do the right things. We have meetings before, so we're trying to be in the structure a little bit more and do what the coaching to ask us to do.
And when you look at just how many young guys are fighting for spots and raising the level of intensity, how would you rank how everyone's really trying to compete at their hardest right now?
I mean, we have a competitive team and young guys too. So if you're a young guy, you have to do play 100%. So it's always nice. And I remember my days when I was fighting really hard for a spot, and that doesn't change now. So it's every training camp same for me. Just work hard and do the best.
A couple of new forwards like Toffoli and Nosek. What have you seen out of them, whether playing against them or in practices?
Yeah, I mean, both are a great addition to our team. Toph, I play a lot against him, so he's a great player, a lot of skill, and Nose is, same way. He's a player that is hard to play against. He's a shutdown guy, great in his face-off circle, so it's great to have them.
Last year when you came in, you were the veteran that a lot of the younger guys looked at. This year, a couple of new veterans come in, like Tyler and Colin. How does it feel to have more of that in the locker room?
Yeah, I think it's very important we add those veterans, and we have more those type of guys. So it's good, and younger guys are gain a little bit more experience throughout the last year, so it's been great.
Thank you. Individual players stood out to you in that scrimmage today?
I thought overall it was just a real good scrimmage. A better pace, better intensity, more physicality. I thought it was a good day by a lot of players. Obviously with Brader and Jack had a good day. A real tight contest. Both teams I thought played well.
Ondrej Palat looks like he's a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. What are you seeing out of him?
I've seen a guy that, recovered from having surgery during the year last year. And, you come off of groin surgery and try to play. I think he gave us everything we had, and I think the summer's been good for him. Really looks like he's skating well and handling the puck well. And, I think overall this extra time has really been good for him.
What sort of things did you see from Luke today? Obviously, being able to get him back on the ice for a little bit here earlier this morning.
Yeah, Luke had a real good day. We didn't know if we'd get him through the day. We kind of anticipated maybe a half a practice. He got a full practice in, feels good. So we're just progressing him, and we'll see where he's at tomorrow.
What are you seeing out Colin Miller so far in this camp?
I think that veteran guy that we expected. He's got a real good shot. I think skates really well, fits in with the way we play.
Same question for Nosek?
Yeah, he's coming out of a program that, a lot of success, played in Boston, and, knows how to play the game. He's a good, we haven't seen this part of it, but he's a good penalty killer, good in face-offs, and I think he's just going to be a solid addition for us.
When you're putting together lines and pairings for a camp, especially with your veteran guys, is that part of I want to sort of see what they have to, how do you sort of make those types of decisions of who's playing with who?
Well, we're trying to put pieces together we fit that may work going into the regular season. So with some new additions, with a Toffoli there, we want to see what he looks like with Jack, obviously Jack and Bratter. I thought he had a couple of great opportunities, missed a one-time opportunity. I think pretty well his bread and butter, but overall, we're looking at the line we put together with Nico is being something that could work. We're looking at Jack's line, something could work. I think yesterday the Halla line had a real good day with Pally and Merce, and but we know also that there's other pieces that can work. We're going to go through a long preseason, and the exhibition games will start. And I've known in the past that you can like your team a lot in the inter squad games, and then there's some changes you have to make when the regular season starts.
With so much depth, does it kind of feel like you don't have lines 1 through 4, but maybe just a bunch of second lines, third lines?
Well, I think if you ask them, they'd like to be called a bunch of first lines. So, I think it is depth. I think when you look going down the lineup and you look at the importance of every line we've used in the past, even the importance of 1 through 4, and the fourth line being sometimes the line that has made the difference inside of games. So every team looks for something out of top two lines. Usually your top offensive. That third line is a line that can a lot of times give you offense, can be a strong defensive line, and then teams use different bodies on their last line depending on what they feel they need.
Thank you, Lindy. John, welcome back. How did your off-season go? Summer, how did the train go?
It was good. Kind of similar to what I did last summer. We got a good group in Boston. A lot of NHL guys go back. So, it's good to be back.
What would you say is the one thing that you focused on specifically?
Just kind of working on little things, position-specific stuff, puck retrievals, breakouts, little things like that. There's always stuff you can work on.
The decor is going to look different this year. There's some opportunities from some young guys that come up and maybe some of these veterans that were added in. What's kind of the identity that you think could come out of this group this year?
We want to play similar to how we did last year, fast transition team and, be connected, all be on the same page. We had a tight decor last year, and we want to do it again this year.
There was a lot of off-season moves by Tom Fitzgerald. What did you think of some of the ads like Toffoli and Miller?
Yeah, obviously, been around them for a little while. They're great guys so far. Seems like they fit in, really well so far. So, we're really excited to have them.
First full go for Luke today. How did it feel skating with him?
Yeah, it was good. Whatever happens during the season, it's always good to get a kind of a new guy, right? He was in with us at the end of the season last year, but, just kind of get that chemistry back and get comfortable with each other.
What is it that you would like to say to him on the ice, give him points and tips for a younger guy like him?
I don't give him any points or tips. I just give him a hard time, if anything. He's so skilled and, so good at what he does. If anything, it's communication-wise, make sure we're on the same page, little things like that. But, it is what it is.
Johnny, what type of role do you sort of see for yourself, knowing that, two guys who ate up a lot of minutes are gone, there's a lot more minutes available. How do you sort of see maybe where the growth in your game can be, and what do you sort of want to accomplish on that blue line?
Yeah, I think just consistency. It's a long season. It takes a lot to, have a good game, 82 games of the year. So I think you're always working on that consistency each year, and, each year you're learning about the league and new role. It doesn't matter what year it is for you. So I think just working on that.
Do you think that there's added minutes in there for you, that you want to grab?
Yeah, leave that up to the coaches. Anything, just go in there, be a good teammate, and do what you can to help the team win.
How do you prepare for more minutes?
I don't know.
When you look at how much depth there is right now with this group and the friendly competition, how have you seen that really rise the level of camp this year?
Yeah, it's been great. It's pretty similar to how it was last year. especially with the culture here, with the year we had last year, and, expectations are even obviously higher now. So everyone knows, what we're here to do, and, that brings the compete up even higher.
How different do you think the D-Corps could possibly look with potentially a lot of younger guys sort of stepping in, and where does that chemistry to be successful come from at that point? It's going to look different.
Yeah, for sure. With those guys being gone. Same thing last year. For me coming in as a new guy, and, they had a couple, Smitty was here too as a new guy. You just kind of gel throughout the season. Preseason's really big for us. Camp's obviously important too. So I think it's just all those factors.